What's going on, everybody? Special edition of Sports No Remorse Show. It's your boy Money. Uh, so this week it's been a lot going on. Wrapping up the Super Bowl. Um, it's been rough. Been a rough week for Niner fans. uh, the incident that happened with the parade in Kansas City. It's crazy. Let's talk Mahomes. Is he the GOAT? Not the GOAT, but is he the baby GOAT? Is he a baby GOAT? I think he a baby GOAT on the rise. 28 years old, 3 Super Bowl rings. He on pace. He's definitely on pace. Definitely on pace to make history as far as like surpassing, at least tying Brady. I don't want to say surpassing him, possibly tying him. I think, not for nothing, I think he could get to 5. Speaking realistically, like with no injuries, things like that. I think he could get to 5 rings. That might be the most that he might get. But if he passed 5, me personally, I'm definitely surprised if he passed 5. Me personally. Another issue at hand. Shannon Sharp. What's y'all take on it? I really feel like he's all week he's been pressing Brock Purdy. The way he played, but he didn't have a bad game. Brock Purdy did. He played well. He played well enough for San Fran to actually win the game. He definitely played well, but it just seemed like it's not enough for Shannon's liking. Like, why is it that what did that man do to the point where you can't give that man his flowers right now? He was the last pick of the draft. He's been called Mr. Irrelevant. And he's brought his team to 2 consecutive NFC title games and the Super Bowl. Like, what more do he have to do? What more does he have to do? Everything he did in his power to help his team win, he tried to do. Only thing he couldn't do was play defense. That's the only thing he couldn't do, was play defense. But he's discredited his play of his style of game. Like, all right, he's a game manager. Okay. Jimmy G was a games manager. He brought them to the Super Bowl. And what happened? They lost 2. But this is what I'm saying. So give that man his flowers right now, man. Like, give that man the credit that he played well enough for his team to win. But you had one of the greats on the other side with Andy Reid, and one of the best quarterbacks in the league right now on the other side of the well. Like, his whole mindset was, when San Fran went for the 3, took the 3 points in overtime, Mahomes' mindset was, oh, we're going to win this game. He already had said it after they won the toss and elected to receive. Oh yeah, we're going to score. When we get the football, we're going to score. And that's what Mahomes did. He went down and scored and won the Super Bowl. Simple. But Shannon, come on, man. Come on, bro. Stop doing that to that young man, man. Stop doing that to that young man. For real. Stop doing that to that young man. It's not right. That's not right. He did everything in his power to help his team win, besides play defense. All right? Come on, man. Lay up off him. For real. Lay up off him. Let me know how y'all feel. Speaking of the 49ers, is Kyle Shanahan cursed? Is he cursed? He's been to 3 Super Bowls, one as an offensive coordinator. Everybody knows 28-3. That's going to be living in his dream for the rest of his career. 28-3. He lost a 25-point lead to Brady in Atlanta. And yeah, you choked. And then you lost a 10-point lead to Kansas City in the first Super Bowl. And then another 10-point lead this past Sunday. Shanahan, you got to take accountability, man. You got to take accountability. Granted, Steve Wilkes getting fired, I feel like that was a scapegoat move. Yep, it definitely was. But at the same time, come on, Steve. Come on, man. Come on. You got your secondary playing 12 yards off the ball, bruh. 12 yards off the ball. You can't do that. Not against the receivers in Kansas. Not against Mahomes. Period. Not against Mahomes. Come on. Come on, man. Come on. You got to do better than that, man. You got to do better than that. Come on. But at the end of the day, Shanahan, you got to take accountability too. Definitely got to take accountability for that. Come on. You're the head coach. And leading up to the Super Bowl, the defense been a little shaky. I've spoke to a few Niner fans, and it was like, oh man, our defense is not the same. We're not getting pressure on quarterbacks. We don't know what's going on. But at the same time, y'all wasn't getting no pressure on Mahomes in the second half. None. Granted, there was a few calls that didn't go your way as far as holding. That's definitely true. Definitely true. I can't discredit that. But it's Mahomes, man. It's Mahomes, man. It's Mahomes. Let's talk about teams. The team that's on the rise. All right, Kansas City is definitely the team to beat in the AFC. But if you think about it, Joe Burrow coming back. Joe Burrow is Mahomes' kryptonite. Joe Burrow will be back. Deshaun Watson will be back for the Browns. CJ Stroud making a way. The Texans are starting to make a name for themselves. Trevor Lawrence on the rise. Yes, teams are starting to prepare for, Kansas City. Lamar, who knows what Lamar gonna do next year in Baltimore? Josh Allen. He has that quarterback, Josh Allen, he has the most to prove out of all the quarterbacks. Tua in Miami, like they just crumbled in the second half of the season. There's a lot going on in the NFL, man. Then you got Justin Herbert in the AFC. John Harbaugh coming back to the NFL. How does that revamp the Chargers? So it's gonna be interesting, man. NFC is the same way. You got Eagles coming back. Who knows what Dallas gonna go? They fired Dan Quinn. He went to Washington. Mike McCartney, he should be on the hot seat. NFC West, Rams coming back. What happens with the Niners? Do they retool? It's a lot going on, man. There's a lot going on. The Packers, the Lions resurging. Kirk Cousins returning with Justin Jefferson in Minnesota. So it's gonna be an interesting season. Look forward to. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta miss NFL. We definitely gonna miss NFL. It's gonna be a long off season. But we got the draft coming up. A lot of draft prospects. What does the Bears do? Do they trade their number one pick for Caleb Williams? Do they keep Justin Fields? Do they keep him? Who knows? Only time will find out. Only time will tell. But we got NBA. NBA is here. All-Star break is here. Excuse me. Yeah, NBA is here. I think a lot of teams needed this break coming up with NBA. A couple of teams, we got the top teams right now. We got the Clippers, the Wolves, surprisingly, the Thunder, the Nuggets, defending champs, the Celtics, the Bucks, Joel Embiid going down for the Sixers. How does that hurt them? The Knicks, Cleveland. It's a lot of teams that's in the mix that can be potentially, in that Eastern Conference, Western Conference Finals. It's gonna be interesting. The second half of the season is gonna be real interesting. So we got MVP candidates. Shea been hooping for the Thunder. With Embiid going down, that removes him from the MVP conversation. Does that put Joker in the MVP conversation now? Kawhi showing, making certain, like, oh my gosh, who knew? Kawhi, Mr. Load Manager. Mr. Load Management, making an MVP case. Oh man. Word on the street, LeBron, and it was talks with LeBron possibly joining forces with Steph. Imagine that. Steph, Steph and LeBron and Golden State. Ew. Ew. Imagine that. That's that. Ew. But I feel like they are the GOAT. Like they are the two GOATs right now in the league. So, and for them to be the two teams out, like out of the playoff picture right now, with the ninth and the 10th seed, that play in tournament game gonna be real interesting between them two. It's gonna be real interesting. We're gonna hopefully they won't be in that ninth, 10th spot, but if they do got to match up again, ooh, look out. Look out. And another thing, Doc Rivers. Huh. Doc Rivers. Oh my gosh, man. What more? So I seen something recently with Doc Rivers. Somebody called out his resume. I want to say it was Gilbert Arenas. It was Gilbert Arenas. Called out his resume. Like, what has he proven? He has the teams that he hasn't done nothing with. Besides the 2008 Boston Celtics, where you had 3 Hall of Famers, you got Rondo, and you got Poe. Kendrick Perkins was on that team. Yeah, they had some pieces, but you had 3 future Hall of Famers on that team. And Doc hasn't done anything since. He had the Clippers, remember Lob City? Nothing. He blew a 3-1 lead with the Sixers. You got James Harden and Embiid. Nothing. Nothing out of them. Now you got Giannis and Dame together, and you only won 2 games since you've been there. Come on, man. Come on, Doc. Come on. Like, what do you really have over these owners and the commissioner that to where your name speaks volume as far as a head coach? Your resume doesn't. Besides that 1 championship, that's it. That's all you have. Come on, Doc. You gotta do better. You gotta do better. And this might be your only shot, because I feel like Giannis and Dame vouch for you. You was the team consultant, and all of a sudden you just became the head coach, and Adrian Griffin was magically the scapegoat as to why they wasn't defending well. They was letting teams average at least over 100 points a game against them. But now you're there and you guys only won 2 games. Come on. What's going on? Are you the voice that the Bucks needed, or are you just the voice that they needed at the time, and you were the only big name coach to go after them? Like, that was you're the only big name coach that they had to go after. No, man, that's messed up. If that was the case, that's really messed up, man. That's definitely messed up. That's not right. Yeah, man. So continuing right along with betting rules for NBA. It's rough betting NBA right now. We can bet on top players to score 30, they'll get 25. Or you can bet somebody to get 25, they only get 20. So it's rough. So we're gonna try to switch up a little betting styles too. We're gonna start posting things as far as like players who we like, who do certain things, who's good at this area, that area, who's good at rebounds, who's good at assists. Start managing blocks too. Key component as far as blocks. Key players to watch. Wemby, Sabonis sometimes. Porzingis from the Celtics. Chet Holmgren, he can average a block a game. And another key one that a lot of people don't keep an eye on, Derek White from the Celtics. He's averaging at least a block and a half a game. So that's one person to keep an eye on. But as far as assists, rebounds, points, things like that, we're gonna start managing things a little bit better as far as what the NBA betting after the All-Star break. So just keep an eye on that part too. Also, we got college basketball coming up. We got college basketball. March Madness is on the rise. A lot of people that's been following us, that's usually our good part of the year as to where we get a lot of college breakdown as far as like these Cinderellas teams that's no names Last year, St. Pretius here from Jersey went all the way to the 4. They made a name. They put Jersey on the map, Jersey City on the map. So it's gonna be a lot of good. It's gonna be a lot of upsets this year too. And it's like it seems like right now is UConn and Purdue versus the field. You got North Carolina who just recently lost 2 straight. You got Kansas who just lost on a blowout on the road to Texas Tech. Marquette is making their way back up into the conversation as being the top 3 team in the country. And then you got these little schools, the Ivy League schools. You got Princeton, Columbia, Dartmouth, little schools, Harvard. Those type of schools you got to keep an eye on too. Just be on the lookout for late part of February, early March, and those little conference tournaments. Keep an eye on those teams. Colgate, West Coast teams as far as like Santa Clara, St. Mary's, Gonzaga, those type of teams you keep an eye on too. Even little schools like Big Sky, as far as like Montana, those different schools that can get automatic bids just from winning their conference tournaments, and then those teams be like, oh, they'd be like a 15 or 13 or 14. Those low highs like 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 type seeds that could go on a little upset. And that's what we call the Cinderella teams. You got Grand Canyon, those type of teams that they play well. But in March Madness, it's all about who's hot, who's coming into the tournament hot. So you got to keep an eye on, you still got the powerhouse conferences team. You got, Kentucky's on a little shaky too. They got hit with the injury bug. So you got the blue blood, like I said, blue bloods as far as Duke, Carolina, Kentucky, Kansas, those type of teams. They're known, to get in, but they're really vulnerable to get upset as well. So keep an eye on that too. So it's really like I said, it's usually right now it's UConn, Purdue versus the field. So keep an eye on the show. Keep an eye on our posts as far as coming up with the March Madness tournament. We're gonna get some money made. We're gonna try to let's get this money back. But we want to bring back the barbershop talk, the whole concept of the show that we put together. I know a lot of people started following us just for our picks and things like that, but we want to start bringing different perspectives into the show as far as like just the generalization of sports. We got baseball coming back. You got the Dodgers. They just acquired Ohtani. So they got one of the highest payrolls in the league right now. So then you got Juan Soto coming to the Yankees. As far as pitching wise, what happened with Kershaw in LA? What happens now with the Padres? They were supposed to be that team to overtake the Dodgers. What about the Braves with Albies and everybody? And then the issue with Acuna and things like that. So it's gonna be a lot of topics coming up with us as far as with the sport podcast, and we're gonna put out as much information that we can. We're gonna discuss a lot. The fellas wasn't with me today, but they'll be back. A lot of people, like, we had a lot of things going on, so I just want to put out some content to see what the followers think about things that's going on right now in the sports world. But check in with us. Don't forget to check in with us, man. We'll be back. We coming back. Let us know how y'all feel about certain things, who y'all think we should bet on. Provide us with picks, what y'all think. You know what I'm saying? As far as like, send us some picks. We'll put together a Sports No Remorse fan picks. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna call it the family picks. That's gonna be our next segment. But y'all need to interact with us. I know we've been lacking on content, whatever, but we're gonna start being more consistent with it. We're definitely gonna start being more consistent. I know we said this before, but with running this podcast, man, it's all about timing. It's all about timing. So once we get the time right, we'll be back full force, full blast, giving y'all the content that we need, the laughs and everything like that. So check us out, man. Check us out. Until then, stay up.